Good morning, everybody. This is Steven with Cannin.com, and today, guess what? We are back for another technical analysis session. This week, we're going to look at GB Sciences. This is a company we looked at way back in 2018. They advertise themselves as a biopharmaceutical company trying to incorporate cannabinoids into pharmaceutical products. Let's jump over to the pricing chart now. You'll see GBLX. This is their OTC ticker here in the United States. They actually have kind of an interesting terpene nano formulation that they just published with in Spain. So they're pretty far away from having a drug product, even in the hands of the regulators, but they do have some good ideas. It seems they're filing patents. The markets are kind of disagreeing with them right now. You can see they're at about 5 cents. Back in late 2020, where everyone was kind of down, they were at about 3 cents. The end of 2020 and all of the eagerness, which many cannabis and hemp stocks showed the same pattern here, they kind of shot up to 10, 11, even 12 cents, and since then they've really given it all back. I'm going to stay kind of zoomed out. We're going to look at the MFI, the Money Flow Index. We haven't seen this one in a long time, so just as a reminder, I also have the RSI up here, the Relative Strength Index. So you can see RSI is good for overbought and oversold predictions here, and the RSI uses 70 and 30. It's a technical indicator that is only based on price. The MFI, however, is based on price and volume. So the volume aspect of the MFI is what's different from the RSI. You can see that generally they kind of shadow each other, overbought, then they dip down. You can see the MFI dips down much lower here, whereas the RSI stays right around 50. And then we pop up again, come down. We're kind of teetering here and here and here and here on oversold. We did enter oversold territory on the MFI. And so they kind of are generally following the same trends. We want to watch for both of these to, one, be an overbought and or oversold territory. And two, we want to look for divergences in the price. So if the price is going down and one of these is going up, that's a divergence, and maybe we're going to start to predict that the price is going to follow that trend and come back up. Here's kind of a mini example. You can see that the price was pretty flat through December 2020 into January. It didn't really pop until January 15th. Look what the MFI was doing in the beginning of January. Down to 28, then it started to come up, 30s, 40s, 50s, even entered the 60s before really this huge pricing increase. So those are the kind of divergences. This one, in this case, it was a stagnant period with the price increasing. You can see the RSI mirrored the price. So why was that? Well, because the RSI only takes the price into account, whereas the MFI takes the volume into account. So MFI is definitely an interesting technical indicator, just as easy to read as the RSI is, really, but a little more powerful in that it takes the volume into account. As we zoom in, you can see currently we're at 62 on the MFI, but the RSI is at 44. So this is just now entering weak territory, although we could call this horizontal, whereas the MFI is still kind of above 50. And so you'll also notice the boundaries here are 80 and 20 that we're using, where there's 70 and 30 for the RSI. So definitely add the MFI into your toolbox. You'll see GB Sciences is pretty horizontal, has been 6 or 7 cents almost all the year since March. The Bollinger Bands that we're showing here, we do see some bouncing. It's just bouncing. We don't really, maybe a neck is forming here, so we may predict some bigger movements to break that neck, but you can see what kind of happened with this little neck. Not much, right? We stayed kind of tight, and so not a lot of price movement. It may take some interesting news on the fundamental side to really move this pricing chart. Pretty neutral territory for the MFI and the RSI, but start to use the MFI. You can use it in place of the RSI. You can use it in place of the CCI. Really interesting indicator that'll give you some different timing aspects. Just as an example, the MFI went into overbought territory December 5th, so did the RSI. When did it come back down? The 24th of December. Look at the RSI, the 15th of December. So really interesting timing aspects here between the two. So definitely join that analysis, join that indicator into your arsenal. And check out any fundamental analysis of GAB Sciences. We're going to redo our analysis here very soon, so check it out. Thanks, everybody.